Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. PPT is
Hello,
visible now.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, just I'm going to start right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good morning to all of you. And I'm really thankful to Dr. Mishra, who has been kind enough to invite me on this, seminar. And I have a very good experience of GNIOT in my previous, conferences also. So now I will take up the this logistic in public healthcare. That is a lot of innovation has taken place in this regard. As you might have seen, in COVID 19, the second wave came. So there was a lot of crisis and hue and cry regarding oxygen, regarding injection, regarding so many other things also. What was happened? That was only because of utter failure of logistic, because logistic system of the all different hospitals and the supplier who were manufacturing the oxygen gas, there was not intact and it was not smooth. That's why the problem the public they have faced. So if your logistics system is very much okay, then you can go ahead with that and everything will be set right. Next. Yeah. Just for your kind of information and for your knowledge only, just I want to show this, I want to share this slide. Hospital status all India basis. Private hospitals in all over India, it is 43,000 something 500. Beds available 1,18 millions, and ventilator facility 29,631. Government hospital, it is around 26,000. Beds available, it's around 7 lakhs and something. And ventilator facility in this also in government hospital is 17,000. Government hospitals, I would say, I would mention only this, AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. You will see that nowadays in our every states, the AIMS is there. So AIMS and Safdarjung Hospital and some other hospital, government hospital, it's come to 17,000 ventilator facility among them. Not this is for your information. Kerala have the best healthcare facility in India, and second number is Punjab, third number is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, and the UP number is 28th among 23rd among all these states. It's not a good sign of progress for our state also, for Uttar Pradesh. Next, please. Hello. Next, please. Hello. Hello. Next. मिश्रा जी नेक्स्ट करना. हेलो. Introduction. And you might be aware about logistic. Logistic in public healthcare sector is used as a tool for measuring performance, improving operations in the world of healthcare. Worldwide, it is happening. Just you might have seen in case of Italy, US, their healthcare system is very superb and everything was there. But because of logistic function, it was utter failure in those countries also, because all of a sudden there was a huge demand of this beds and huge demand of and there was a lot of patients, they were in queue. So this logistics system used to get failure in those countries also, and they faced all such things, a miserable condition in in developed country also. The cost of healthcare treatment has substantially increased over time due to overspending of many medical supplies, making the need for identifying the factor that leads to such situation. Just, intermittently, you find the demand of the hospitals because of enhancement of, population and all that, and enhancement of, so many, disease and all that. And because of this pandemic, it has increased, and demand of the hospitals, beds and everything that was shot up. So that was, we required a very good logistic function, which we needed into this. The purpose of this presentation to examine the distribution process of supplies. How supplier, he is distributing the system to hospital. How medicine we receive from one end to another end. So this is the logistic means need paid and need met. If it is transported from supplier one to customer one, so it means logistic function is going well. Next, please. Logistics in hospital. Logistic in hospital sector includes the supply, pharmaceuticals, medical, surgical, consumables, medical devices, and equipment. Just I would say you, continuously from pharmaceuticals, we just purchase a medicine. Then surgical consumable also, surgical blade for to operate the patient, and oxygen cylinder, and all these are, consumables you will find in the hospital industry. And medical devices, just for say this ventilator and so many other equipment, and the operation bed, and some, cutting blade, and so many other equipment which are very much required nowadays in Internet of Things. Under this, IoT, there are so many equipment they have enhanced into the facility into the good hospital. And hygiene consumables of food supplies are also included, because in hospitals they supply you food also. So some, good, food making industry, they supply every day to the hospitals for their patient. So what the patient they need, if a heart patient is there, so he requires some soft food. If some other TB patient is there, he requires some mutton and this, some protein food. So likewise, they set up like this, and they transport the goods from that angle, that hand to another hand. A simple materials management. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Sir, sound is coming and clear. Please go ahead.
Hello? But yeah, PPT is there. So a simple materials management planning and control can lead to cost reduction and higher efficiency, material traceability, information sharing, and patient safety, while facilitating activities by hospital staff. These all things, when a logistic system of any hospital starts, these are the things which are to be highlighted much. Next, please. Yeah. Most important role of materials management program in logistic are, what are the most important? Appropriate strategy, securing the materials, products, services, equipments are brought in lowest possible cost. It doesn't mean that you purchase anything from anywhere or any from, abroad. No, cost economy you have to see, because a X-ray machine can be purchased in 50 lakhs, and it cost maybe 1 crore also, and maybe 2 crore also. It is the function of, variety function of that X-ray machine, that you have to judge. A logistic fellow or a procurement fellow, he has to go into the deep, and he has to say, and he should be most wiser on this account, that cost economy should be measured. Second thing is interrelated strategy, which guarantee for the inventory and cost are monitored and controlled, and availability of the required material. So how much inventory you want to keep, It doesn't mean that you are having so many, 30 ventilator and there are no of use. If only 5 ventilator are required, then why you are keeping excess inventory into this? Or the same way in X-ray machine also. If you have deployed 10 X-ray machine in a hospital, like, Yatharth or some, smaller hospital. So if patients are, incoming patients are very less. So it will be excess, and excess inventory eats into the profit of the company. That's why we have to very much wiser on this account, how much inventory we have to keep. The supply chain initiatives such as continuous planning, forecasting, and replenishment are designed. Replenishment. This is a good word here, just we have used. Replenishment means if one quantity is exhausted or finished or utilized or consumed, then what is the alternate source? Because there should not be a shortage of injection, there should not be a shortage of medicine, there should not be a shortage of oxygen. That's why parallelly you have to monitor all such things, that everything, every damn thing, every consumable, every quantity which is required, the medicine, injection or anything, that should be replenished immediately. Because alternate should be there. The safety stock must be maintained in this, because of this safety stock and all that, so we were failure. Our good hospitals were also failure in supplying the oxygen. Next, please. Financing in logistics. It's play a very important role. Survey shows that 30 to 50% of hospital budget is committed to materials, consumable equipments, and outsourcing. Just see, you are not aware about that. If you are going to hospital or some for treatment and all that, you only see the doctor and the building and everything. But you should know how much cost is involved in this.
हाँ सर शुरू हो गया है हाँ चल रहा है सर
30 to 50% of hospital budget. If budget is 1 crore, so at least 50 lakhs of rupees you have to spend on the materials, consumables, and equipment and outsourcing. Whatever outsourcing means, cleaning of clothes and surgical, hand gloves and all that is for many hospitals they are going for outsourcing. The majority of funding in hospital is allocated to logistic accounting to 46% of total funding in hospital. If hospitals is funded by say 10 crores, so 46% of the total funding is for all such things. Studies have shown that 27% of hospital expenses are spent on supplies and equipment and 19% on labor. 27% are on hospital equipments like X-ray machine, ECG machine, or so many equipment which the hospital is procuring for all such things, and only 19% for the salary of nurses, doctor, and labor. In addition, nursing staff spends 10% of their time performing logistic tasks. Otherwise, so many 90% of tasks is performed by the nurses on other activities. Only 10% is spent on the logistic, because to carry the medicine from the pharmacy and pharmacy and then bring to the ward and distribute to the patient. Insufficient logistic activities would spike the cost charged to the patient, as well as making the hospital performance as a whole unsatisfactory. If your logistic system is not good, if your medicine is not on time, if your supply is not on time, if your oxygen is not on time, then it will be miserable condition, and every system will collapse because of not good logistic system. Next, please. Next, impact of logistics. If logistics system is not there, not good system is there deployed, then what will be the impact? Impact of supply chain integration has been well documented in the healthcare sector. Well documented. It should be well documented. Supply chain. From which supplier you are going to buy? Supplier sent the material, where it is come, there is in the warehouse, how the stores of this hospital they are functioning, how the store operator or storekeeper is functioning well or not. You have to see from this angle. Otherwise, it will give a good impact. Otherwise, no, it will give a bad impact in the hospital. Efficient healthcare consumer response in the late 90s projected US billion 11 billion in saving supply chain related cost in the United States alone. The United States of America in 90s, the project was handled by some logistic professional, and they came to know if your logistic system is good, well planned, well implemented, and well illuminated by the professional, then they could save 11 billion. 11 billion is not a small amount. So healthcare supply chain management regulates the flow of medical goods and services from manufacturer to patient. It is end-to-end supply chain. It starts from the supplier and to the patient. If patient is not getting time, consumable medicine or any equipment, this thing, patient will not get, patient will die, and it will be a miserable failure of the logistic system, and the bad name of the hospital will be there exposed. Healthcare supply chain management relates to flow of medical goods as a service from manufacturer to patient. Then, however, by promoting efficiency in the healthcare chain hospital, physician practices can create substantial cost reducing. If practitioner of this, physician of this, hospital, they may create a very substantial cost on this opportunity, because if they come on time, they treat the patient on time, they get the material, they made the consumable on time, then cost of medicine also reduce, cost of medicine expenditure on the hand of this patient, that is also reduces, and organization will get a lot of profit out of this. Next, please. Yeah, conceptual framework of interaction between supply chain and elements of health system. So this is the diagram which we have taken from our these practices. One end is the right hand side, customers. Which customers? Area, hospitals, patients, and pharmacy. These are the customers. Who is the manufacturer? Who is the supplier? Supplier is on the left hand side. What is supplies? That is medicine, medical, disposables, and provided services, other services which are required, endoscopy, and so many other services which are needed by the patient time to time. So this is inflow from my left hand side. Flow of medicine and all this disposables and other services, they flow from this side to the right hand side. Purchasing, first we have to make the procurement, then production, it will come, then distribution, distributed in your various wards. There are so many wards in the hospital, it will go there also. Ultimately, it should reach to the customers. Customer means patient here. Next, please. Next. Illustration of drug supply chain in healthcare sector. This is the example how drugs are being supplied throughout the country, throughout the hospitals, from the manufacturer, from the supplier. Just see, from the supplier, manufacturer. In this factory, this company, this goods, this medicines are manufactured. Then supplier give intent to this manufacturer, then he gives medicine to him, and supplier take to them, and he just stock in the warehouse. From warehouse, it distribute to the pharmacy, hospital. Then it come to the patient. Ultimately, it come to the patient. Next, please. 5 key logistic trend in technology, because it is not an orthodox system of logistic nowadays. Nowadays, you cannot run any hospital without without emerging of new technology. Right? Which are the new technology? The five key logistic trends and technology that play the biggest role in transforming the life science and healthcare supply chain. Because you might have heard IoT, Internet of Things, AI, artificial intelligence. Just see artificial intelligence, AI, what they do. And drone technology also being applied in the hospital. Just see, in our country, the heart was transported from Gurgaon to a Noida hospital, and it took 1 hour or something like that. But okay, for God's sake, that we could survive that, and patient, and also the transplant that heart to that patient. But in the US or in European country, how they transplant this heart? They took it from drone. Everything, every damn thing is kept in the drone, and within 10 minutes it reaches to the patient's bed through drone, and it is very much live heart, and it may be transplanted to the person who needed for the patient. So drone technology, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. The whole thing, three things are doing very excellent well in healthcare sector, which the good hospital, they are deploying this all technology. Advanced data analytics is also there, which get into the hospitals, just go on the reception. They will ask you, what is your this phone number, mobile number. So interconnect. They have to connect your mobile with your whole health history. While they will putting your mobile number, your X-ray number, your heart or sugar, every damn report will be there displayed on the monitor. They can give you the report of all such things. Global healthcare markets set to grow by 32% by in coming year by 2025. So it will grow 32%. Because this pandemic also, it has come very aggregation. Everything is aggregated towards hospital, healthcare, every person about this pandemic. No, it is health conscious. So many people they go for in the morning for jogging, for yoga, and they are keeping themselves very much vigil that okay, I should be okay, and they uh, they take inhale a lot of oxygen in the morning also, in the evening also. So the people, they have become very health conscious now. It was not before 2020, but after 2020, after this all of a sudden this this pandemic came, and after that people they are fearing, they are afraid of this or such thing. So they are doing good, people in the morning also, in the evening also, and they are very much health conscious. They are taking good foods also. Advancing data analytics combined with real-time view of operations will predict demand more accurately and optimize supply chain. Okay, it should be optimized. Excess of everything is bad. Lesser is also everything. So it should be optimized. We should not buy much, and we should not be consider that so many stocks is out of stock. No, everything should be optimized. Optimization should take place. God has also optimized our body, like even eyes, heart, lungs, all combined system, and they have optimized each and everything in our this thing. Blood circulation, blood, this how much oxygen you need. Everything is optimized by the God, by the nature, everywhere. So we should also optimize each and everything in our everyday life. So in same in manufacturing sector, also in industry, also whether it may be healthcare industry or it may be aviation industry or any else. So optimization is the concept that must be implemented all walk of life. Linking a real-time view of demand and supply enabled. Because there is a demand and supply. Demand shoots up, then supply you have to enhance the supply. If demand is high and supply is less, then it will be collapse of supply chain, collapse of logistics, and it will be a bad situation like we had faced on account of this oxygen and all that. Next, please. Internet of Things. This is a new technology which is very useful. European country, maybe this is, and even in UK, they have a good, internet of things government in their hospitals and in their hotels and in their offices also. In places they have deployed this, especially in hospital. Same way in US also. But our country is a developing country. We are struggling for all such things. And in the years to come, maybe in another 5 years, you will find our 70-75% of hospital, they must be having this facility of Internet of Things in our hospitals also, in our country's hospital. So it grows 6 times to 662 million by 2025. It may be, it is expectation, and so many research have taken place in this regard. The devices of healthcare will grow 6 times. It means 662. Earlier, presently, it was around 600 million. Now it will be 662 million by 2025. IoT-enabled tagging technology allowed together control of product inventories across supply chains, reducing waste. This is the most advantage of this technology. Although we have to spend, we have to invest a lot of money on this, but it reducing waste while increasing service level and ability. Increase service level 100%, and waste elimination is tremendous. Nothing going in waste if you have this technology in your hospital and in manufacturing sector also. Stronger link between physical products and data will also aid to industry in its ongoing battle against theft and counter breaking. Just see, theft and other things, they can be removed if IoT is deployed in hospital, because there will not be a theft of medicine. Nowadays, you find in our so many government hospitals, mainly in our remote place of our country. Basically, I have named remote states like Bihar and all that, and in eastern part of our country also. In hospital, medicine case are lot many. Medicine come, they sell out by the people who are working over there, the storekeeper or somebody, and they eat away that. And if patient come there, they say no, medicine is not. So this is happened. If the implementation of IoT, this IoT system, then it will not be there. Next, please. Healthcare on demand models. Manufacturer are building up healthcare on demand models in response to increasing online and home care channels. So many, hospitals, they have started their channel also. You just have their app and just click that, and you will find the all history of that hospital. You can get yourself admitted through app also, through that system also. Just might have seen the app, during the pandemic, the government of India, they have also come out with some, app. There was a position, pandemic patient or COVID affected patient that was there. Through that app, you can monitor, yeah, so many patients are there in this area. So the same way, some apps are created by the many good hospital, and they do provide their services through app. The online pharmaceutical markets will grow. It will grow $148 billion by 2023. In next 2 years, we'll find the online pharmaceuticals. Nowadays, it has also started in our country also. But few people, they are computer handy, and if they are educated people or IT oriented people. They also, online, they put order of, directly from the manufacturer. They are demanding this medicine, and it is cheaper also, cost wise also. If you go to any pharmaceuticals, then you will find this 10 rupees cheaper from the manufacturer directly. And LSHC, Life Science and Healthcare manufacturer, will go further downstream into hospitals to enable and demand delivery of devices from medical parts to surgery kit. Even surgery kit and other devices can be called on through online, or demand can be sent through online from the overseas also. All other facilities, or other from custom formalities and other can be met out through the download apps only. Government of India apps, custom clearance. Then you put all your data into that also, and you can purchase any sort of equipments from overseas also, and pay the duty, custom duty. If it is levy on that, you can pay the custom duty also, and just you can purchase from there. Need not to go physically. Otherwise, you have to go to physically for negotiation and all that. But you can make a negotiation through online only, through email, exchange of email, and through virtual, this conference like this. Just we are talking to you on this, Microsoft or some Google or something. You can have this your portal on, only your own portal also. Next, please. Robotic and automation. This robotics also playing a very big role into this. Just see, in so many hospital in basically in US and Europe, they deploy some robots because there was a very much it was fear of that, because this COVID-19, it spread like anything, and it may affect a big load of this coronavirus is attempt to write down to the doctor, and they infected doctor also, the nurses also. So in few country, what they did, they have deployed, instead of doctor is giving instruction to the robots, and robots taking medicine and whatever required for this this pandemic. So uh, robots, he used to take all this medicine to the patient. So it was not a danger of infection or anything. So the only robots, they used to go there to the nearer to the patient, and they used to give the medicine to that. But it was not possible in our country. So slowly it may come up also here, and we can also deploy some sensitive place like this. We can also deploy some robots in the coming future. And for your kind information, we have purchased 3 robots when I was in Bharat Electronics, that is a defense establishment. We have purchased 3 robots. Still they are working. We have purchased in 2010. What they do, we give them components of lakhs of components in the evening, and just feed into everything into that robots the whole night. What a man can do in altogether 3 years they will take. So they are finishing in one day, in one night. But the job, a human, 10 people, if they will perform, they will be taking 3 years continuously. So that 3 robots, they are doing that things. And for spare parts manufacturing and all that, we are utilizing those, robots in our company also. In 2010, although the cost was very huge, that it purchased in 12 crores, these, 3, robots on those in 2010. But that cost, investing cost, it has come out of that. We have invested. Collaborate robots and they work safely alongside humans and autonomously guided vehicles. Yeah, just see, just I share this because this, some robotic guided this, vans also utilizing by the many hospital. There is no danger of spreading this COVID-19. Right? So in the coming future, it may be seen in our hospital also like this. And aerial vehicles, just you might have seen some, two-seater aircraft like this, airway vehicle. They have started. They are also doing like, robots, they are functioning like robots, and they are being also utilized in hospitals. In delivery system, meet out the emergency delivery requirements. So this are being utilized in this. Next, please. Additive manufacturing. This is also part of newer technology. And this additive manufacturing, what they see, we need not to purchase many of, round rectangular in a steel, then you cut it down, then you hole it, then you weld it. There are so many things operation are required earlier in this, this function of raw material in manufacturing system while you are going to make manufacturing equipment for the healthcare unit also. But nowadays it has become very much easy through additive manufacturing that only a metal of related material is to be fed into a beam, and the beam that works through a three-way design from the computer aided design, and it may form a prototype of such thing, and then a model or any equipment or components can be prepared within 2 hours. So, and just I tell you, I want to apprise you, you can build a house through 3D manufacturing in 24 hours. A 2 BHK flat can be uh, get ready in 24 hours. And in China, so many houses they are manufacturing like this. 20-story building, they are manufacturing through additive manufacturing. They need additive adhesive of cement and all that, make it a prototype of that walls and this beam, and they put into and put some adhesive in this, and they just get 24 story building in a few days. So this is the uh, again miracle of this technology, and you will find in coming future in our country also. And we have made experience in a 10-story building which we have made in Chandigarh, that we have finished in 7 days. We have made the 10-story building where Bender Singh and Construction and Company, they brought that, this system 3D printing from UK, and they deploy that, and they have made this in 10-story building. Continue. Next, please. Printing factory. China's first 3D printing factory for medical products constructed in the city of Shanghai in 2017. Because China, they have started this technology, few years, 6, 8 years back. While we are using now, we have purchased some, printer from and but at 2 places only, not everywhere. Factory is producing printed human body part. This is again a surprise. I tell you, stent, this in heart, or the if your arteries are blocked, then some doctor they used to put insert some stent in your heart. Stent means they are, if there is a blockage, they clean it and they put stents so that blood passes through that stent very easily. So that used to cost us huge cost, 3 lakhs rupees one stent. And now what is the cost of this? Can you imagine? Now its cost is 25,000, because it has been manufactured through 3D printing through human cell only. The human cell, if a person, if I need a stent, they will take my, some, cells from my, leg, and they will make a stent out of that, and they will insert into my heart. So it has become so cheaper, no, in 25,000 cost, you can purchase one stick from a 3D manufacturer. Now the factory is developed in collaboration with private firm, H-Cable, Biological, 3D China Limited, Microbiological Farm, Jintal, and the Penghu country's government, a government-owned company in China, and they are drastically they are doing a lot of things. China, Japan, UK, they are working on these aspects here in large way. They are manufacturing all these human good. Next, please. So, friends, this was my presentation. Thank you once again, the management of GNIOT. They invited me for this prestigious seminar and I delivered my best. Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra, for inviting me. Thank you, sir.
Students, have you any question you may ask?
Sir, I must appreciate the session because the session was a really enlightening one. The way you have connected the health sector and the logistics you have explained behind that really makes sense. And it really is agreeable about. I find it totally agreeable that the way you have, explained that how the logistics are working, how the technology is working in the frame of uh, medical healthcare is really to understood. And the way robotics, automation, everyone, IoT, all applications you have mentioned across, that they have come to at the same platform, and probably that specifies the role of engineering students. But I would just ask one thing, that sir, as you explained that the cost is a big parameter whenever we implement, and it is normally seen that in if we come across with technologies in healthcare, they start with a very costly research, which when practiced over a graduation level needs a lot of support. So could you tell us that how we could bridge up this gap so that students can really feel motivated to come ahead with such projects?
Actually, your question is very much right on this account. The cost is, initially cost is heavy. In today's context, you will find the cost is okay, heavy, but it is not a cost or anything for your organization, for your institution, or for your company, or for your university, or anything. It is we must consider this is an investment. Just I tell you, I was also the committee member of in my company when we went to purchase this printer, these robots. 3 robots we purchased. All the cost was initially we used to look at your 12 crores we are spending on this. But you would say in 10 years of span, in last 10 years, we have recovered all the investment what we invested 12 crores. We have sold out the spares of 30 crores out of that, and the robots they are functioning well the same way and same time and with same vigor. So it is not a cost on the company, it is not cost on the society. I tell you, this is a investment. The people, when this computerization system was started in our country, what people they used to think, they used to say, if computer are there, then we can lose our job, we can lose our this thing, the manpower, what they will do, how from where we will get the job. And today I tell you, maximum vacancies are held in computer only. You will find only 10% computerization has taken place in our country. 90% is to come in coming future. The same way in technology also, in our, BTech student or this thing also, our, institute, our GNIOT, they must purchase a good, technology. They should deploy Internet of Things. They should know where the student is, how much is preparation. He has started from his home or not. He has come to the institute or not. What is attendance, this thing. You must deploy this. Only hardly cost will be there around 1 crore. But the huge result you may find of this. The University Stanford in US, Oxford, all they are, having all such, this thing, Internet of Things. If a research scholar, if he writes, 5 lines or send to some, that, 5 lines, they go to the all students who are, interested in this, that research and all that. So there are so many advantages of new technology, which we must consider. This is a investment. It is not a cost on the organization as well as on the university or institution. Even we must go for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is really a good thing. ROI is one concept that we are investing everything on our careers. One more question I would like to just talk about to this is that these days I can see students are even coming ahead right now, though it is not fully applicable. Satellite clinic is coming into a lot of research is going on because this pandemic has given this a more idea about satellite clinic. So I have seen that. Could you just explain us like how the satellite clinic would this be really applicable, or what kind of technologies you suggest should be included? It should be just the investigatory part, or it can be other part covering also.
Actually, just I tell you, satellite clinic, that's okay, but that is more advanced to our whatever we may get this, Internet of Things or this thing through ERP, Enterprises Resource Planning. That is much cheaper than a satellite clinic. Satellite cleaner, you have to hire a complete satellite of the portion of that, I tell you. A portion of that we have to purchase for our system, which is not applicable because input is there, input may be there, but there is no outcome. Because the huge people, if our entire country, if they are going for that, then it is okay. Otherwise, for only few university, for few institution or one institution, it is not feasible. It is very costly affair. See, even satellite clinic is not used by many big company, aviation company, Boeing 727. There is a very huge big company. They are not getting afford of this, Even, NASA center of, US, they are hardly using this, satellite, this thing, because the huge budget on that account they are. But in our country, developing country, it is not feasible.
Right.
It is not affordable. Satellite clinic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. May I request Dean Research and Development, Dr. Anranjan Mishra ji, to please come ahead with his vote of thanks after such a wonderful session.
So I would like to thank Dr. Suresh Kumar Sharma, Head Research, Indian Institute of Material Management, Calcutta, for giving his valuable time and enlightened our students by his valuable presentation. I would like to thank management of GNOIT, Chairman Sir and Vice Chairman Sir of GNOIT for encouraging us for organizing such type of webinars. I would like to thank our group director and DG Sir and Director Sir for permitting us to organize this webinar. I would like to thank Dr. Shelly Garg, HOD of ECE department, and the faculty members of the ECE department for doing the necessary arrangement to organize this event. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our students of EC department for patient hearing. So thank you all very much. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mishra. Thank you.
So
Okay.
now we can
Yes.
close the session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Now, students, you may proceed towards your classes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Call it a day.
I think we all should open our camera so we can take one pic if possible.
Okay, sir. Yes, students, please. Those who can switch on their cameras, please do that. All the students, please, who all can switch on their cameras, please do that so that we can take a.
Ma'am, some pics has been taken, so we can leave.
Right, sir.
Okay, Sally madam. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
Wonderful
nice
session.
ceremony.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for
Thank you,
encouraging.
sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, ma'am.
Dr. Mishra. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
No, shall we leave the thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can leave the meeting now, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, students. Now you all also can leave the meeting, and I request you to please proceed towards your classes.
Okay.